This is Geometry Dash Records That Will Never Be Broken, another Vernosis video. It's super short and sweet. I'm excited to see which records I'll be beating tomorrow.
From people beating levels with their Johnson to levels that last decades.
What?
Here are Geometry Dash's most insane world records, beginning with the player Mewtwo, who treats Bloodbath as a warm-up, beating the level
Bro, Mewtwo's a Pokemon. And my roommate.
6 times in a row, setting a nearly unbeatable world record, but you'll be surprised by what you would find in later entries. Would DN top 1 bust, having over 2 million attempts on our current top 4 named
Hold on. What? It says tidal wave, but it also says that.
named Tidal Wave.
What? Dude, the first 20 seconds of this video are insane.
And you're probably asking yourself,
how'd you catch that?
how is it possible to rack up all these attempts? Well, Geometry Dash is an extremely grindy game, especially when you get into harder completions. This is no different in the case of DN playing Tidal Wave for over 2 years. He would acquire runs such as 25% and 22 to 39.
Dude, I think face cams like this are such aura. Should I start like turning off the lights in my room and just having my screen light up my face? I've tried that before, but I feel like it's cool.
And receive a lot of traction because of it. But that begs the question, would this record ever be beaten? But I'm sure most of you know, Geometry Dash players play with a keyboard or even a mouse. But what if I told you someone played with a Wii remote? Well, retired YouTuber Matchinius took this idea to the next level, beating
He's not retired. He's just working on the next one.
an extreme demon named AQ with a Wii remote in a banger video where he took inspiration from GD Colon, where he would also beat levels on a Wii remote.
What are you gonna do after Sonic Wave? Slaughterhouse.
But they'd be a lot easier. But with that, Matchinius became the first and
Oh, I wasn't supposed to leak that. Sorry.
only Wii remote victor of any extreme demon, and to this day, no one has challenged this record. Will you? Next, we have the player named 1alphahelix, who beat an extreme demon while simultaneously solving a Rubik's Cube. 1alphahelix is a well-respected content creator, known for his dedication and his informal videos. But in December of 2022, he'd conquer his most ambitious challenge yet, when he'd beat Misty Mountains, an extra-long extreme demon, while solving a Rubik's Cube, making him the first to do so. But hey, it explains his profile picture pretty well. But similarly to Matchinius, this record would be untouched to this day. But on the topic of extreme demons, Bloodbath is a level with over 3,400 victors. But one stands out
3,400? It's about to be 3,401.
amongst the rest. Hellencraft is an 8-year-old Geometry Dash player who beat Bloodbath, making him by far the youngest victor. But he wouldn't just stop there. He'd go on to beat Sonic Wave, and most see him as a potential top player for years to come. But many of you may know, Geometry Dash isn't only difficult due to the raw skill required to complete levels. You also get nervous far into levels, causing you to make mistakes. But it can also cause you a trip to the hospital, as many players exceed heart rates over 200 beats per minute, which is known to be potentially fatal. This case stands strong with our record holder Invix, who reached a dangerous 232 beats per minute when he finally beat Hot Rod. But with this record being life-threatening,
Dude, I mean, the monitor had to be off there, right? That's crazy.
let's just hope no one ever tops it. But on a lighter note, do you know the top 20 extreme demon Slaughterhouse? Well, the Golden Bow beat this level with their and no, I'm not joking either. They went about this generational achievement by beating the entire level normally until the last jump, when they would pause and whip it out, completing Slaughterhouse. This completion would place it number 1 on one of the best demons lists ever made. And
Do you think God stays in heaven because he too fears what it is he's created?
what list was it? Well, it was the Johnson list, where they did the same thing as the Golden Bow did on Slaughterhouse, with over 20 records currently on the list. But if we get 5,000 subscribers by the end of the year, I'll stream myself beating Allegiance for this list. But that's not all players have done on Slaughterhouse, as top player Trig and W Popoff would come together and beat the level in Deathlink, which is a mod where both players are linked together, meaning if either of them die, they both do. This wouldn't be the only example of top players using this mod to set records, as the
How do you prove you did that?
prior record would be held by Doogie and Zoink, with them completing Shimmer, a top 100 at the time. But with this mod increasing the difficulty by miles, they'd personally place this achievement in the top 15. But after Trick and Popoff's Slaughterhouse completion, no one has been able to top this, and it's for good reason, with this being nearly impossible for even top players to do. But Popoff would go even further with
Dude, I want to play Slaughterhouse so bad.
Slaughterhouse, beating it 3 times in a row, which some say is the hardest achievement in Geometry Dash's history. Alright, but besides the point,
Beating it 3 times. I understand how that's like impressive. I guess coming from a speedrunning background, like we speedrunners are all about consistency. Like, we're all about, like, it's not good enough to be able to do it once. You're supposed to be able to do it multiple times in a row. I do think that that is sick. However, one day I will beat Slaughterhouse 5,000 times in a row
Beating
on
a level
stream.
3 times in a row has been an ongoing trend throughout the community.
That's a joke. I was being hyperbolic. Don't hold me accountable to jokes I make.
For a long time, with them marking this achievement as blank level is dead, with Popoff now being the world record holder of the hardest version of this, likely forever. But on the topic of beating levels multiple
When y'all think Popoff is beating society?
times in a row, the underrated player named Nev would beat the former hardest challenge named VSC 2 times in a row in around 1.2 million attempts, with this level having over 61 60 Hz frames
Next week, I think it's entirely possible. I think it's realistic. I think it genuinely could be this century. You son of a gun. You just might be onto something.
perfects and taking top players over 100,000 attempts on average. I don't think this
Him and Doggy will verify both levels on the same day. Dude, and then like they have to fusion Ha like in Dragon Ball Z. And then, and only then, they can take down Eternus.
record would ever be topped, unless Popoff had to say something about it. So this record might be in the books for good, but that stands true with our next record as well, with the creator making a level that lasts over 68 years. Timeless by Cyrilic set a world record for having the longest level in Geometry Dash history, with him exploding a bug inside the game's editor that no longer exists. And obviously, this would be genuinely impossible for any human to beat. Well, hey, maybe we have a player playing it in the background, waiting to release their progress. We'll have to see in about 68 years. But what if I told you there's a level even longer? Well, Emptiness by Pill would be 100 times longer, beating the record with flying colors.
Oh, thanks for the bless you, chat. What
42
the heck?
octillion years long. And if we see someone make progress somehow, we just know they really need a job. We still have a level that got verified.
Do y'all think that Geometry Dash players need to get a job? Here's my issue with it. If they have a job, how are they going to have time to play Geometry Dash? A lot of them, yes. Get a what? You son of a gun.
That was so long.
Don't swear, there's kids around. Sorry, yeah, I meant a yeah. Sorry, I forgot that's a bad word.
It ended up breaking Geometry Dash entirely.
My
Purgatory
bad.
by Nifty is a 16-hour level that took them over 100 hours to beat, with them finishing it on stream and breaking their previous world record, which was Desert Bus, an 8-hour level themed off an old NES title of the same name. And if you thought that was absurd, well, players took beating levels with different inputs to the next level, with a player named Judas beating an insane demon with his foot, being one of the only demon completions recorded with the player.
You know what? Not the craziest thing I've learned someone's completed a level with. So you know what? If I had learned about this earlier on, I would have been like, come on, man. But suddenly playing with your toesies suddenly isn't so crazy.
You're only using their feet to beat it. And hopefully this will be the last, because this shit's weird. And if you played Geometry Dash before, you most
Really, Vernosis? That's what you say is weird. That's the straw that breaks the camel's back? When you so flippantly admitted the
likely heard of the best player named Zoink. Well, he took it upon himself to start beating extreme demons with a paw, which he'd dominate, beating a top 50 with literal paws on. Like, how do you do this? Spare me some skill, bro, I need this. But nothing could compare to our next entry, with Braden Bowl doing the unthinkable, making Carmel's most iconic level Black Blizzard invisible. And somehow after 178,000 attempts, he'd come out on top, verifying it, making him one of the only extreme demons beaten invisible at the time. But soon after, he'd come back to do something even harder, turning Sunset Sandstorm completely invisible, a level that is 120 spots over Black Blizzard. But surprisingly, he still managed to pull this off. This next record is generational.
Wait, I didn't even know people could do that. That's actually really cool. Because I was thinking like doing like blindfolded GD would be kind of cool, but also it's like, how do you actually verify that? But just like making the whole level invisible, that's kind of, or that's tough.
With the player fluking the extreme demon from 0%, the player named Sky
Do you guys think I could beat Stereo Madness invisible?
Bro is a controller player who was casually playing the level named Erebus. He'd play the level in practice mode and get it all down. And little did he know, he'd get the entire level down faster than he expected when he'd start his first attempt from 0 and beat it with 0 deaths.
That's what I'm saying, it would still be hard.
Difficult records to beat, but there is a record that's nearly unbeatable, with the Geometry Dash rating standards being at an all-time
Eternus!
high, which has levels like this only getting star rated, and some being downright ignored. But it wasn't always like this. Back in the start of Update 2.0, Carmel had a silly idea to turn the most recently released level named Deadlocked and make it completely invisible. Thankfully for him though, he had a connection to RobTop himself, so he verified the level, told RobTop, and got himself a rated level. And with this level only taking around 10 seconds to be made, there's a nearly 0% chance to beat this record today. But our next record was also based around the creator Carmel, but for some very different reasons.
Wait, I hear the caramel glaze like all the time. Isn't it Vortrox who really likes caramel levels?
With B-Gram going to Twitter on March 7th and uploading a video of YouTuber GMD Blue blocking Carmel and record pace. This would slowly become a trend, with people even getting the record down to 1/10 of a second, which I'm honestly not even sure if it's real. Because just
everyone
look
likes
at
caramel
this.
levels?
But
Nice.
another insane accomplishment no one really knows about is
This is, I recognize that, yeah.
Extinct beating Cognition. Wait, Cognition is only 130th on the demon list? Why is this here? Well, Extinct is actually legally blind in one eye, making his vision very limited. And with a game like Geometry Dash where every click matters, and you having to change what you're looking at consistently, this makes this achievement actually insane. But he wouldn't stop there, as he's currently going for the top 75 level named Unknown. But this final entry is the craziest of them all.
That was 6 months ago. Did Extinct beat Unknown, chat? I think he did.
Which I'm
right?
currently on the journey to dethrone, with SD Slayer beating the Extreme Demon Allegiance over 65 times. Which is really
like a month
impressive,
ago?
with
Nice.
this level usually taking people around 2 to 5
Unknown's cool, man. Unknown has aura. And I think my favorite thing about Unknown is that it is medium length. And I love stuff that is not super long, bro.
5,000 attempts. But this was nothing for SD Slayer, as he'd treat this level as an easy demon, as he'd beat it in one attempt on multiple occasions. But as I said before, I'll be streaming my attempts at dethroning this record live on this channel. Pray for me, I need it.
Oh, why are you question marking? What's up?
But that's about all I got for this video. I hope you all enjoyed the insanity of Geometry.
Well, if it isn't for Gnosis in chat, I've reacted to yet another of your videos because I think they're good and fun to watch. Gotcha.
Dash players and what they will go through to make history. If you haven't already, make sure you
Also, I'm breaking all these records tomorrow except for you know which one. I'm not touching that one with a 10-foot pole. Or that joke's inappropriate. I can't make that one. W video. Wait, sorry, there's 2 more seconds.
subscribe and I'll
Guys, there's a joke right there next to the 10-foot pole joke. I'm not going to make it. You can make it, chat. There's a very obvious joke right there. Get a job? Thank you. All right, chat. W react. W video as always, Renosis. Keep on suggesting videos. Go to the description. Join the Discord. Go to the React to This Teej channel. Drop the videos you want me to react to. Upvote the other ones that other people have dropped if you want me to react to them and you want to support them. Take care of yourselves in the meantime. And I will see y'all in the next one. Peace! Did you like that? Don't even pretend like you didn't. You made it that far in the video. Well, did you know that I stream Monday through Friday on Twitch and YouTube, and you could catch me live and get to be a part of the experience when it happens? Also, if you don't care about that, or otherwise you want to see more of the video that you just watched, link in the description to watch the full VOD. Do that, please. I have a black eye because I play basketball sometimes. Bye. Oh,